For 25 years, ABC7 political reporter Charles Thomas gave you the straight news. Now, he's giving you real talk on the governor's race.
These Democrats are into name calling. They'll call people a racist, a misogynist, a homophobic person, or whatever, because they want to distract from the fact that they've accomplished so little in public office. And it's time people woke up and recognized that. J.B. Pritzker, what's he ever done outside of being born on third base and telling the world he hit a triple? J.B. Pritzker and his people called Darren Bailey an extremist. Darren Bailey? I met the man. He's a family farmer. Somebody who understands what it's like to go to work every day. Somebody who's fair-minded. I could trust this guy. Yeah, a farmer from Southern Illinois. Yeah. Farmer from Southern Illinois.
Paid for by people who play by the rules pack.
Good evening and welcome to the Drive at 5 on the IntellectualRadio.com/iHeart radio station. I'm your host, Roman. We have a good show planned for you today. Don't forget to stay tuned for Warriors Talk on IntellectualRadio.com/iHeart radio station after the Drive at 5 at 6 p.m. I want to let IntellectualRadio.com/iHeart radio station viewers and listeners know that Charles Thomas has rescheduled to come on the Drive at 5 on November 7. We apologize for any inconvenience this may cause. Tonight, my guest is an entrepreneur and certified coach. Please give a Drive at 5 welcome back to Iris Botanical Patterson. Welcome back to the Drive.
Thank you. It's always fun to come on with you, Roman.
Yeah, I'm a big fun person. Please give IntellectualRadio.com/iHeart radio station your background. I mean, not your background. The last time you was here at the Drive F, you know what I mean. Since you was here last.
Yeah, a lot has happened. I still do have Iris Botanicals. I am the founder of Iris Botanicals, a natural hair care line that you can find in Whole Foods throughout the city of Chicago. But since then, I am now a certified holistic nutritionist and certified health and wellness coach. I founded Chicago Integrated Health, which is an integrated practice that blends massage therapy and nutrition and mental health therapy and fitness to combat anxiety, depression, and lifestyle diseases.
Yeah. So how's that going so far?
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, we're getting ready to hire 3 new clinicians because we are getting a lot of, business from Blue Cross Blue Shield, United Health for mental health therapy. My nutrition clients have been amazing. It's been robust since we went live with our business.
I'm gonna today's topic is a word that
you made it up.
Yeah, I made it up. I made it up. And it needs to be brought to the forefront. And I call it entrepreneurial selfishness.
Mm-hmm.
Now, defining entrepreneurial selfishness is when an entrepreneur takes advantage of another entrepreneur for self-gain or selfish reason regarding their business. Explain to us that definition that was given. Do you think I'm right with that assessment of entrepreneurial selfishness? Do we need to have that in a business setting, not to be selfish?
We definitely need to have that conversation. When you came up with that word, because we talked about it for a while, and, it rings true in a lot of situations when you have entrepreneurs that aren't about building community and connections, but it's just out for self. In our community, what I love about our Black community, we are having more and more conversations about coming together. But you do have those that are only focused on how can I grab hold of someone just to get ahead, or use their platform that they work very hard to build just to get ahead. And I'll give you an example of that and what I feel like a very good definition of entrepreneurial selfishness is take someone who would just pop in your inbox and say, "Hey, can you post my business on your page?" And it's like, did we connect? Did we meet? Did you laugh? Did you click like? Did you share some opportunities I had? Did you share my business? It's like me, 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 me. You don't even know who I am. We haven't even had and if you look in the history of our chat, there was no conversation, no getting to know you, no getting to know Iris Botanicals, of that. It's just I see you, Iris, as somebody that get a lot of engagement on her posts. People buy into what you're talking about. Just post me and then that's it. And it's like, no, because here's the first thing. I don't know anything about your product. I don't know how you do business. People, my Facebook friends and followers take my word. When I say that something is great, you should buy it. It's quality or anything like that. They don't take the time to build a community and connections. They just want to hop on the dollar.
So let's say, for example, as an entrepreneur myself, um, especially Black entrepreneurs, I find it's all about them and nobody else but them. Do you agree with that assessment? And I'm not saying all of them. I'm just saying majority of them.
That it's all about them and nobody else.
Yeah,
Give me an example.
a good example is, I don't want to deal with you, Roman, unless I come on your show. How about that one?
Yeah, once again, you're not building a relationship. You're not building community. It's just about gain. And I hate that we do this to each other. Because we deal mostly with our kind, but unfortunately, I don't think we've had a real conversation about etiquette, team building. They say the words, all the buzzwords, building Black Wall Street again and all of that, and building a collective and all of those buzzwords. But are we really doing that? Because it's about what's in it for me. That's kind of where we are in society. We are what's in it for me kind of society. So, I'm not going to go out of my way. And like you said, I'm not going to deal with you. And I have that happen to me. I am the kind of person that I am online. I laugh a lot. I post memes. I tell jokes all the time. And then I do spit a little knowledge. Some inspiration is peppered in there. But for the most part, I'm not deep and always spiritual and all of this stuff online. I don't have a power pose for my photos. And so you have a group of entrepreneurs that want to be seen as deep and their chest puffed out and and regal, and they won't laugh at anything and they won't take you seriously if you're not like them, and so you are shunned, and that's happened to me because I'm not like that. I'm down to earth, and so what happens is they don't bring me in the collective. They don't bring me into the fold until recently. I've been on, Brilliantly Black. My business was selected as Brilliantly Black by iHeartRadio, been on the front cover of some newspapers, and now people want to deal with me. So it's like,
but can you, however, my thing is this. You don't want to deal with me then. Why entertain to deal with me now?
My daughter calls it, how does she put it? She said, basically, clout. It's clout.
Clout on your end.
Well, if they are seen with you, you will remember Chicago entrepreneurs are cliquish, and they're going after who's popular. So it's clout. If you can get me, if being seen with you raises me up, takes me up a notch, then I want to be with you. But if ain't nobody talking about you, ain't nobody, ain't you not buzzing, I'm not messing with you.
How Chicago wasn't like this before.
No.
How did we get like this?
No.
I mean, because I just want to explain to some people. There are some key words that I want people to look out for to let you know they're selfish and they're on some BS. When somebody comes up to me and say, "My brother,"
Yeah.
here we go. When somebody say, "Hey, my sister, how you doing?" You always know what is the catch. Come on, my brother. Can you do this and can you do that? I don't know you. I don't know your product. I don't know this. I don't know that. So each and every time people look at self or self, I think they look at how can I gain instead of how can we gain from each other. And it's kind of like the pitch. It's like, my brother, let me holler at you, my brother. Let me explain something to you. I got to do X, Y, and Z. I want you to help me with this. I want you to help me with that. I want you to help this and that and the other. I understand it, but what I don't understand is me, and there's no us.
Right.
At first,
Right.
it wasn't like that. When people start building the Black Wall Street, I think they need to do a history lesson because it wasn't defined as that. It was defined as collectivism and togetherism, instead of just me. And that defines the separatism and the individualism. Right. And that's what we have now to this day. So my question to you is, when you look at the definition of entrepreneurial selfishness in the Black community, and you look at it back then versus now, it's worse now than it ever was before. How can we get out of it?
Back then they were bartering. They were trading. Our people, I'll give you some eggs for some potatoes, especially if there weren't a whole lot of currency going around. And so now, but it's like you said, it's collectivism. That was back then. So we have to dig deeper as to why you feel like, a lot of that isn't happening. We have to dig into the psychological part of these things. You have people that feel they compare themselves. They feel more inferior than what's happening. Social media has allowed people to make themselves much bigger and more successful than they really are. There is no real receipts going around. I can call myself, you have coaches that took certifications from other coaches online that isn't even legally able to give you a real certification. You have
They can just print out
some kind of certificate off Canva. You know what I'm saying? And so they take a power pose and bam, they're a coach. But the reality of the situation is we have a lot of competition because I want to look like I'm just as successful as the next. So it become an I thing and a me thing because I feel inferior inside. I don't feel qualified inside. I have imposter syndrome and all of this. And so the focus has become I instead of we a long time ago, just to fulfill the whole I just want to feel important. So the collectivism and all of that goes out the window, because I see you as my competitor instead of my brother, instead of my sister, instead of we're black people in business, because I have to outdo you in order to go to bed at night. Ego. It's ego that has ruined us when it comes to coming together. Because no, like, I had a non-black person, to say to me, hey, when you go out to your competitors, don't see them as competitors, just see them as a group of people that, you want to do business with together. Now, she was telling me as a white woman, telling me as a black woman to go out to these white doctors and say, hey, let's come together and let's go out and have a cup of coffee and I can pick your brain for free. Like, first of all, I didn't even know picking brains for free was a thing, because in our community,
It is.
yeah.
It
And
is.
not here.
Well, sometimes, and I'm sorry to interrupt, sometimes people will be like, hey, let's go out to lunch. Are you buying? So,
Right.
and I look at it as, if you're going to pick my brain, at least tell me.
Mm-hmm.
That's number one. Number
Right.
two is, if I'm knowledgeable in that subject and you're milking information, don't you think something down the line should be in return? So it doesn't have to be a pro quo per se. However, it could mean like, okay, you gave me an opportunity. You have given me an opportunity. Now I want to give you an opportunity as well. When and I'll be honest with, since I had my line, my shirts and stuff like that. You know how many graphic designers say it's horrible? I can't believe that slogan. I don't like the design. I don't like this. I don't do this and that and the other. And I basically say, you don't have to buy it.
Right.
So, but they say, why won't you come to me? Leave that other person alone. Come to me. And when you talk about competitiveness, it's kind of like, do you necessarily have to degrade that
Right.
person
Right.
to get what you want?
Right.
And that's also self-gain and selfishness. Your thoughts?
No, you're right. Someone posted online recently. They said that a person came to them and said that your brand looks childish, it's unattractive, and you should let me help you. That's what she put in the inbox. So you just insulted me twice, and now you want me to pay you money to help me. It's now become, I don't know, this whole thing. We have some amazing entrepreneurs out here that are just fly, just amazing. But we have some that need a lot of work and polish. They do. They need tact. They need classes. They need etiquette. And so, it's a matter of them realizing that and getting the help and coaching they need. Now, back to the whole free pick my brain. I don't find that a lot. It's like there's a price tag right away. When people come in my inbox, I do have conversations for free. Now, at a certain point, I'm like, okay, you know what? I do offer, this coaching service. I'm not going to coach you through your whole business for free, but you are able to pick my brain. But that don't happen often. It's like it's either $1 or nothing. You don't have access unless you come in with coins. And so I
But
don't
when they
believe
start
Mhm.
degrading, like and
And
I'm just being
it's terrible.
I'm being real.
It's
Like
terrible.
this show, for example. You know how many times I get in my DM about, and it's about looks. Like one time, and I remember this like yesterday. We came back from the pandemic, and it was my first show back from doing Zoom. And of course, I had weight gain, right?
Mm.
Somebody on my DM say, "Man, you are really hurting that chair. You
Wow.
are really,
No.
what happened? It looked like you ate two people." Ah, ha, 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 ha.
No.
Those type of things. And then follow it up. Come join my class. It's only,
Right.
this, that,
That's what
that, and
I'm
the other.
saying.
So you
Yeah.
just really
Hmm.
insulted me,
Yeah.
hurt my feelings, by the way, and called me, like a baby
I think they're
Huey
taking
type
their
of thing.
cues from Shein. If I think it's Shein who sent insulting text message. Well, I won't say insulting.
Who is she in, by the way?
Oh, it's a online clothing store.
Okay.
Very popular. They don't send insulting text. Well, they did call women hoes one day, but they have the shock. They add shock value to their text in order to get you to open it up. And so, I would never. And so I would never go and say, "Girl, you are bald headed. Buy some Iris Botanicals, girl." I just would not, because you don't know what a person is going through mentally. You don't know if they're struggling with their own image. And so they have to put themselves out here every single day. And so now you're coming behind that, coming behind a person's insecurities if they had them, and just make it worse. So they will come and join up with you. I would never trust you again. I believe in creating a safe space. That's what that's a part of the culture that I'm creating with Chicago Integrated Health. So it doesn't help for me to insult my clients in order to bring them in. So I don't know what marketing strategy that is. That's horrible. It's awful. And just like I said earlier,
But that qualifies as the entrepreneurial selfishness. You want to take advantage of someone, insecurity, or you see an openness for self-gain.
right.
It can go anywhere in that realm of business.
So if I tear you down and then try to come behind you and build you up, I'm your savior.
But it's at
this
a price,
point.
though.
It is at a heavy price. It's at a heavy price. I don't know who created that. So no, that's a no for me. Yeah.
What about networking and providing resources for people in business? Some people say, okay, hey, I know this individual, blah, blah, blah. She's been trying to get her stuff in stores and stuff like that. Can I connect you? Okay. Then that person gets like another connect and know you can benefit from it, and they are nonchalant, don't say anything. So it's kind of like you got to get it for yourself. So when an entrepreneur, let's say for example, they get into Pete's,
Mm-hmm.
Whole Foods,
Yeah.
they get into these Black entrepreneurs, and they say, how you get into that? How you get in on the shelves and stuff like that? And then instead, they're in Macy's, but they won't talk to you. You call them and say, hey, how you get in this Macy's? Call me back. And don't call you back at all. That is entrepreneurial selfishness.
Well, that's happened to me. And I won't name this person. She passed away.
I'm sorry.
But it wasn't really her. Someone interfered in our relationship. So she was climbing a ladder with her hair care line, doing phenomenal. And I bumped into her at a couple of networking events and everything. And we started to build a relationship. And I asked her, can I ask her a couple of questions about finding a retail broker? So it was very specific, because I wasn't saying, hey, take me under your wing, help me build my line and all of that. I needed to know where to find retail brokers, which they are like a needle in a haystack. And so she said, here is my email and contact me and, send me an email and then I'll, follow up with you and stuff like that. And I said, okay, cool. So I sent her an email. She responded. And right when we was about to get into the nuts and bolts of things, my old mentor, I won't mention his name, he's still alive, but he reached out to her because they were kind of like close friends. And I don't know what he said, but he came back to me and he was like, blank said, from now on to just go through me because she is way too busy. She's doing big things and everything. She don't have time for little people. I said, little people. And he was like, no, I'm just joking. I said, no, you ain't joking. That's how you really feel. And so he was like, I mean, you go get like that one day when you big. I said, I would never be like that. I don't care how big I am. I would never make a person feel less than because they're not where I am. So no, you take that back. That's not me. And he was like, no, 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 I'm sorry. And so I really feel like he felt their relationship made him feel important. She bought into whatever he said and she never followed up with me. I don't know. I really feel like I can't say that she was selfish. I just have to say that she bought BS. And
Passing
so,
the
and it
bulk, so to
made,
speak.
huh?
Passing the bulk.
Yeah. And it made me feel really, really, really small. It made me feel I had to pull myself out, What I would say is this: as entrepreneurs, to be kind with one another. I'm not saying that you have to give away everything. I'm not. But we should be kind as we climb. And because you don't know what people have sacrificed, you don't know what entrepreneurship bring out every single insecurity you ever thought you had and ones you didn't even know you had. And so it's imperative that we don't make a person feel worse. So even if she didn't have the time, she could have sent me a nice note like, hey, I thought I would be able to help you. I can't, but hey, I wish you the best of luck. I'm really tied up, even if she did follow whatever, but he was just a monster because he tore into my self-esteem. But
Is there such a thing as associating friends in business? Can you be friends in business?
you can. I
And,
have amazing. Oh, did you?
no. Go ahead.
I have an amazing circle of friends in business. Now, I do have friends outside of that, but we grind together and we need community. I was talking to my mentor. Her name is Eileen, lovely lady, and we were talking about how serious it is that you must create community because it's a lonely road. It really is. Like as you work and as you dig deep and and try to really build something that you're proud of, you get lost in that and you miss birthdays and stuff like that. And you have people to say, I ain't gonna never miss nobody's birthday and all of that. That's amazing. Everybody can't keep up with that. And so, but friends, yeah, we can definitely make money and be cool. And that's where, these mastermind groups and stuff come in.
How would you know if you are with another entrepreneur that is using you for self gain?
Sometimes it's hard to detect if you really love that person because you're busy giving. And because I am a giver. Like I said, I made a post like I cannot wait this Christmas season. I'm going to definitely be giving away stuff and helping families and individuals. But it becomes apparent when you look up and you need that person for something and they're not available. They refuse to help or whatever. They're just not. Sometimes it's not monetary, it can be an ear, and then they're just not available, or it's a shoulder, or somebody to brainstorm with. Like, I love a good brainstorming 1-on-1 or 1-on-5. I don't care if it's 5 people. I don't care if it's one person, because sometimes I need to talk through my ideas. I need to just hear them out loud before and as I write them down,
But
So,
however, there is such a thing as I can like lean on you,
mhm.
but I will not allow you to lean on me. This word has been floating around on social media.
What, narcissism or something?
No,
Oh, what?
don't disturb my peace. My
Oh.
peace. Everybody is peaceful. In business, don't disturb my peace. My peace is my peace. In relationship, my peace. I just don't want nobody to interfere with my peace because it's my peace to be peaceful. What? I mean, why all of a sudden we come to the psychedelic peace with being peace, and it's like I don't want nobody to disturb my peace.
I think
But
they're talking about the toxic people. Like, I cannot. I am there for my friends when they need to vent. I'm there for my friends when they need to just talk things out. They're emotional. Like, I literally stalked my friend the other day. She's an entrepreneur friend and a friend. I called her twice in the morning. She did not answer and she swiped me. But later that day, I gave her a few hours and I called her again. She answered and I said, I just want to hear your voice. I just want to know that you're okay. And she was like, I'm all right, Iris, and she started telling me about all the things that was going on. Now, it takes a mature person to be able to be swiped and not feel offended. I didn't feel offended. I know she has her moments where she go through things. And so I find my friends when they are like somewhere
But
sad.
when somebody swipe you, I mean, that's kind of harsh. I mean, you don't swipe me. I
don't swipe you.
No, I'm not saying me per se. I'm
Oh.
just saying.
Oh, right. So this is
if you're a friend, you can just say, "Hey, busy at the moment. Can I call you back?" Or I'm with like family or something like that. Can I call you back? Or
I give her a pass.
You can say in text like, I'm busy right now in a meeting. Can I call you back?
What if you don't feel like contacting anybody at all? You're just emotional or you tired or, and you just don't feel like being connected with humans in any kind of way.
But that's selfish.
That is not.
That is selfish.
What if?
No, because like this, how can a person know you're in that state of mind and you don't want to be bothered without telling them, oh, hey, I'm busy at the moment. Can I call you back tomorrow? See how simple that is? But people in that peace thing, I don't understand that.
I give humans a pass. I do.
You're acting like you're extraterrestrial.
No, I'm not saying because you know what? I've now allowed people to just be human. If they feel like being disconnected, if they feel like plugging in, or if they don't, because you know why I look at it like that now? Because I've developed a clinical eye since I've really been involved with Chicago Integrated Health. Because behavior health, people struggle to stay plugged in. They struggle to put on a brave face. They struggle to smile. And I always wanted my friends, and I won't say always, but I now want people who are around me to feel safe in being them, even if it's imperfect. That's why I give them a pass. That's why I allowed the swipe. I won't say allowed. That's why I accepted the swipe, because that's what they were feeling at that moment. It wasn't an insult. It was, I can't. I just can't. And I allow grace. I live in grace. But that doesn't mean that you get to abuse me. No, you don't get to do that. And I know, I trust her heart. I think that's what it is. So if it wasn't someone I knew, then I would probably, and now I did the swipe. I won't say that I floated away. I did look like, And I said, I won't go there. I'm going to allow grace because she might be going through something. And she was. So what if I double backed and attacked the swipe and she was going through something?
Well, again, you don't know what that person is going through. And you could simply say, can I contact you tomorrow? Can I, I'm at my peace moment here. Can I do X, Y, and Z? And we'll connect tomorrow. Okay, that's fine. A lot of people would kind of like understand that. However,
Yeah.
this is where the entrepreneurial selfishness comes in. I want to get business tips from you. Your products is on Whole Foods. You're doing good on Amazon. You have Audible.
Walmart.com.
Okay, Walmart.com.
Yeah.
I know it was one of them.
Yeah.
And you have audiobook that's out, that's doing well. So with that being said,
Or an ebook that's coming out. Yeah.
Wow, you're supposed to know this. I'm doing I'm pumping you up.
Right.
So what I'm saying is that when you have these entities in your business, and someone says, I want to pick your brain, and I want to get information, I call them information suckers. And the reason why is, okay, you're grabbing from me, you're sucking the information. And that's why I also believe why people feel drained sometimes, because they don't get that fuel back. And entrepreneurship is a give and take. And that's why entrepreneurial selfishness is such a key to have this discussion so people can be cognizant of their behavior. So what I'm saying in essence is, if I'm giving you information X, Y, and Z, here, if you want your book to be Amazon bestseller, this is what you need to do. And okay, thank you. That's it. That's all I want from you. Okay, so you don't feel used?
I have, and that's why. So what I do is I allow a certain number of questions to hit my inbox, and then at some point I'm like, okay, I do. I do coach. One lady I did. I shot her. I did not allow any more questions, and it was because early on in my entrepreneurship journey, she called me. I forgot how we connected. She had my business card. She called me, and I was so eager to share information, and I talked to her for an hour and a half. I told her every single thing that I knew. And then she would call back, and then we would talk again. And so about the third call, I'm like, this is beginning to be a lot, because I'm not getting anything in return at this point. So it was so funny, because literally, now that happened about 6 years ago. Last month or the month before, because my number hadn't changed. She had texted me and she said, "Hey, I don't know if you remember who this is," and blah, blah, blah. And it did take me a minute for me to remember who she was. And then I'm like, "Oh, is that lady? Oh, okay." She was like, "Iris, I just wanted to call and, so you could tell me if what's new in the industry, how it changed, and, any information." And I shot her my link. I said, "If you want to book a session with me, here's my link." And I have not heard from that lady since. So that's taking advantage. If a person have a couple of questions, I don't mind. I promise I don't mind at all. But when you sitting on the phone with me for 90, because now Iris's time is money. Because I hardly have any of it for myself. I have to literally schedule days off. So you really can't sit on the phone with me and just pick my brain and not leave me with anything. So yes, that's taking advantage because she went too far.
How can people refuel each other?
Here's another example. One of my colleagues, oh my gosh, she just tore TikTok up. The girl is making like 30K a month. I am so proud of her. And so I went in her inbox and I'm like, "Girl, you are killing it." And so she was like, "Iris, like I would tell you how I did it." And I'm like, "Girl, I'm gonna pay your fee." And she was like, "No," but I remember because I was pouring into her at a time, and she said, "No, I want to share what I know with you because we rock and we rock hard." But when it was like when little come ups, I just shoot them to her. I'm like, "Hey, write this person so you can go ahead and get an article or whatever, or go on their podcast, blah, blah, blah." So it was always, I would always just shoot her come ups. And so she wanted to gift that back to me and she's gonna set up a Zoom with me because I don't know TikTok like that. But and she go set up a call with me and show me what she did, and she dropped some nuggets in my inbox. That's how you do it. People that poured into you in the past, if you come up and you surpass them and all this other stuff, it's okay to go back and pay it, you know what I'm saying? Pay whatever you want to pay, or pour into them like they poured into you. But also, me pouring also refills me because I allow God to use me. So I'm not saying pouring from an empty cup, but sharing, God deposits more. So it's like, but and it circles back.
How can Black entrepreneurs grow in a selfish society?
They can't grow in a selfish society, and disclaimer, we are not talking about all Black entrepreneurs. Like, no, it's a few of them out there that need
Majority
some
of
tweaking.
them.
You think it's majority?
Majority of them.
The community I am, it's about a good 2%. Really?
Majority.
Who you running into?
Oh, trust me.
Mine are amazing that I connect with. They're amazing.
No, I'm not. I mean, majority is always about them versus us. When they try to get to know you, it's about us. But when you're there, it's about them. I remember this, and I want people out there on Intellectual Radio, as we're almost running out of time, to go back to the Black exploitation movies and see the pimps and how the pimps used to talk. They used to do that. You see, and now we have this mumble. They call it mumble rap.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Now, when they want something, you call, you pick up. "Hey man, I need $5. Okay, thanks." What? So now you have entrepreneurs doing that same thing, calling, fast talking another entrepreneur to gain. Your thoughts on that? I'm just telling people what to look out for.
Okay. You know, I say just trust your gut. If you feel like it's not a good connection that will benefit you, just watch out for that. No, we cannot rise up in a selfish society. We must share. We must come together. We must create community. Like I started saying in the beginning, we need each other. We need community. I had a beautiful brunch on Sunday. Amazing women. And it's a mastermind. And we just shared, just swapped information. Like nobody left empty. Nobody felt used. Nobody left feeling used. None of that. And so, yeah, we cannot thrive any other way but that way. We really can't.
I'm going to repeat the definition of entrepreneurial selfishness. And defining entrepreneurial selfishness is when an entrepreneur takes advantage of another entrepreneur for self-gain or selfish reasons regarding their business. Iris, please give IntellectualRadio.com/iHeartRadio station your products, where they can get a hold of your product and get in contact with you.
And so you can follow me on Facebook, and mostly Facebook, Chicago Integrated Health and Iris Botanicals. You can find us online at irisbotanicals.com and integratedhealthchicago.com. If you want to receive holistic health coaching or mental health therapy, you can contact us at 773-234-7775.
All right. So we want to have you back so we can have a discussion on mental health. And I know you wanted an update regarding our last conversation, which I kind of like totally dropped the ball on that one.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
So I wanted to let you guys know again, Charles Thomas will be here on the Drive at 5 on Monday, November 7th. I will see you guys on Monday, November 7th as well, because I'm taking Monday off, which is Halloween.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm going as for myself, Halloween. Guess who I'm going as?
Who?
Myself.
Okay.
That's going to scare a lot of people. Boo. Thanks for Wanda, who's our producer today. Earl, behind the scenes, you guys have a wonderful week. We'll see you back on the 7th.
For 25 years, ABC7 political reporter Charles Thomas gave you the straight news. Now he's giving you real talk on the governor's race.
These Democrats are into name calling. They'll call people a racist, a misogynist, a homophobic person, or whatever, because they want to distract from the fact that they've accomplished so little in public office. And it's time people woke up and recognized that. J.B. Pritzker, what's he ever done outside of being born on third base and telling the world he hit a triple? J.B. Pritzker and his people called Darren Bailey an extremist. Darren Bailey? I met the man. He's a family farmer, somebody who understands what it's like to go to work every day, somebody who's fair-minded. I can trust this guy. Yeah, a farmer from Southern Illinois. Yeah, farmer from Southern Illinois.
Paid for by people who play by the rules pack.